How many King Gizzard tier list ideas can I come up with? So here's another one. You're having a dinner party. I don't know if you're like me, you have a vinyl player, and the party opens up, and you have your normal music. You have your Amy Winehouse. You know that you can sneak in some Krungbin. You got some maybe some normal jazz. Like I've got Dave Brubeck's Take Five, but then there's a point where nobody's paying attention to what's being chosen, and you know that you can turn on what you've wanted to turn on the whole time. Some King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. So let's look at uh, each of their albums. Gotta rank them all. That's what you got to do, and see which ones you could play at a dinner party. Which ones are situational, depending on the crowd. That one's going to be a little fuzzy. I thought that would just be a good idea, and then I wouldn't personally, and then just ones that would just the the death skull is just, if you ever did this, you got to tell me because that's really funny. It's like, yeah, right off the bat, let's get some momentum here. We've got Willoughby Beach, Willoughby's Beach, 12 Bar Brews. Imagine you turn on eyes like the sky. You got people over. Um, so now we can start the discussion with Float Along, Fill Your Lungs. Like Head on Pill, that's a 16-minute long psychedelic rock opener. Um, Obviously, it's a good song. And then the middle of the album is it's more conventional, especially from King Gizzard standards. It's pretty conventional music, like normal rock. I'd say I just wouldn't play Float Along, Fill Your Lungs at a dinner party. It could be situational, but if I'm going to be showing someone Giz as part of this dinner party, I'm not going to be opening with Float Along, Fill Your Lungs, to be honest, as an album. I'm not going to be like, this is my favorite band. Here's the song Pop in My Step. Do you agree that this band is killer? Um, you know, Similarly, I think Oddments, it's not the death emoji. I suppose Vegemite comes on. You're like, what the? Yeah, hot wax. What am I talking about? Death. You can't you can't play. Like it opens with all the horse squeals and so on. Yeah, what am I talking about? There's some songs on this album, like Work This Time. You could play at a weird dinner party. I just definitely I'd laugh if someone was just like I turned on the Oddments vinyl. I spun Oddments. I wouldn't play Mind Fuzz, and I wouldn't play Mind. I'd rather play Float Along than Mind Fuzz. I mean that like the bassline's killer. Maybe if we're pivoting to playing Switch Sports or something like that, it would be decent in the background. But that's too high energy for a dinner party. That you're gonna mess with the vibe entirely. Now we get to Quarters. This is one of the thumbnail albums. Quarters opens with obviously the river, and on the second half of the album, I always poop on Infinite Rise. I'm sorry, but on the second half of the album, we also have God Is in the Rhythm and Lonely Steel Sheet Flyer. I've actually used Quarters as my snuck in King Gizzard album like twice, I think now, and both times it was very successful. I gotta put Quarters in the top. I mean, the river, it's a vibe. It doesn't insist upon itself, right? It's not pummeling you in the head with its repetitive bass line and squealing guitars. Like I'm in your mind fuzz. I'm not shooting. I love I'm in your mind fuzz. Remember, this is a dinner party tier list. It's fine being in the background a lot more without being overly aggressive, and I can appreciate that. And from there, we have Paper Mache Dream Balloon. This is another dinner party classic. They got acoustic instruments on this one. No, like it's an acoustic album. You got like I'm trying to think what's even the craziest song on here. Like Trapdoor. That's just a little quirky. And if you're playing King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard at a dinner party, you're probably a little bit quirky anyways. So it fits. And as long as you don't have anyone paying attention, if they're the kind of person who'd hear the lyrical content to sense and be like, I hate these. Uh, what are they talking about? The Earth dying and shit. As long as they're not paying attention to the lyrical content of it, I think that Paper Mache Dream Balloon is a perfectly fine dinner party album. I definitely would feel comfortable doing it. Yeah, Trapdoor would be, I suppose, a little weird, but it's not that bad. It would be good background music. Little odd. Definitely a weird choice. Uh, yeah, imagine pulling out Nonagon Infinity at a dinner party. Oh, that would be good. That would mess with people's minds. Now here's where I'm gonna be a little odd. I'm gonna put Flying Microtonal Banana in the situational tier. Uh, why? Because my fiance turned it on it for one of our dinner parties once. She had people coming. We had people coming over, and she pulled out Flying Microtonal Banana and played it. And I was like, I would not have done that. I was ready to when they came in, just like for the record, this was not me. Am I happy about it? Yeah, but this was not my choice. Um, the songwriting on Flying Microtonal is Banana is very catchy, very odd, and it's a unique sounding background album. I don't know if you've ever been to someone's house and they're playing something strange or like yeah, classical music or world music or something like that. You're like, wow, this is unique and different, and you ask them about it. And I think that's kind of the idea that she had, at least for Flying Microtonal Banana, and I can see it where it's when you like Nonagon Infinity. That's rock music. It's muddy, high energy rock music. But Flying Microtonal Banana it's got that unique feel, and the songwriting is I don't know. It lets you into the vibe as well. I think if you know the crowd that's coming over, you might be able to pull out a Flying Microtonal Banana. Maybe, maybe. Oh, Murder of the Universe. That would be pretty good. Uh, that would be that's the story that I want to hear. It's hard for me to imagine what would go below Murder of the Universe, to be honest. So I'm just gonna keep it there for now. Um, Polygon Wonderland. I can't. I'm gonna put it in the I wouldn't. It doesn't matter if it's I wouldn't or Skull. Like Crumbling Castle is way too intense of an opening song, and that might be one of the problems with introducing people to King Gizzard to begin with. It's that a lot of their albums open with these unbelievably incredible epics that are over 10 minutes in length that are completely inaccessible to a normal just like a normal person trying to go about their day to day. They came over to your house for some food. They brought a potato salad, and now you're playing Crumbling Castle to them. Like that's it's way too much. Um, but after Crumbling Castle, I think that even though a lot of the songs are weird, they set a cool vibe that I don't know. I can see maybe someone having success with Polygon Wonderland. But now we get to Sketches of Brunswick East, and you already know it's going up to the tippy top, the jazz gem. It doesn't. It goes a little. It gets a little weird. Obviously, lots of diminished chords throughout this. Lots of intentional tritones and dissonance. But that's jazz, baby. Um, the songwriting on here is yeah, it's just full of gems. You got nobody's gonna complain when they hear the spider and me. You could be your silhouette. Got lots of also instrumental vibes on here. Rolling Stoned and the Sketches of Brunswick East, like 1 through 3, and so on. This is my choice for your dinner party album for when you have people over. It would definitely be Sketches of Brunswick East. You could blend that in really easily. Quarters, like the river, is it does call a little bit more attention to itself than Sketches does, and then like Infinite Rise has that ascending shepherd's tone, which I don't really think like believe in. Uh, so like I think those would be a little distracting in a way that Sketches can just blend perfectly into the background. Uh, yeah, those are I mean Sketches is my number one pick for this, one of the inspirations. Now Gumboot Soup. Gumboot Soup opens with Beginner's Luck, which is, I think, a dinner party friendly song. And then it immediately pivots into Greenhouse Heat Death, which I don't even need to go through the rest of the album. Okay. We got, yeah, Greenhouse Heat Death. I will mention Great Chain of Being is on this bad boy. There's, I don't, I wouldn't. I wouldn't with this one. I'll put it above here. You know, there's a lot of sonic diversity. Maybe if you're like trying to introduce someone, like people like, oh, here's a band, here's just like a crazy album that they did, and opens with a nice song, and then Greenhouse. Yeah, and you know what? No, 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 I'm moving it down. Greenhouse Eat Death, Great Chain of Being. You can't play that at a dinner party. What are you talking about? All right, plastic. I'm plastic boogie. What am I saying? Fishing for fishies. Fishing for fishies opens with the chill title track, Fishing for Fishies. You got Boogeyman, Sam, yeah, Plastic Boogie, the Bird Song, Cruel Millennial, Real's Not Real. Real's Not Real. Ending with Acarine and Psy Boogie. I think this is, to be honest, this is a situational album. Uh, the music on here isn't like, it's not too, I mean, like, fuck all that plastic and then jamming each of those notes. You could hear Ambrose mashing that keyboard, but like, it's not, we're not talking about Murder of the Universe territory here. This is like, we got kind of a classic rock vibe, a boogie rock vibe that I think if you have the crowd that would like that sort of thing, you know, you see them rolling up in their Aerosmith t-shirts, I think that you might be able to successfully play Fishing for Fishies. Uh, I don't know if I'd risk it myself. That's why I'm putting it in the situational tier. But I think I can see it. I can see it working. Like the Bird Song is just such a nice song. I could see that blending in. Like this thing. Yeah, I mean it's high energy for a dinner party, but situational. Like if Flying Michael Tone Banana can fit on here, I think that does. Oh. You just Planet B starts playing. That's good stuff. That's funny. KG and LW. I know that they have songs that work. Like Honey off of KG would be great. Um, but like yeah, even Intrasport, which kind of works. Like automation, minimum brain size. Those are they're so gizzy, right? You got the microtones. They're like I'm gonna put both of these, and I wouldn't. They're pretty high up, and I wouldn't. Like they're not insane. Head on Pill is I mean, Float Along, Fill Your Lungs, accessible kind of music, especially the middle of the album. That's why I'm putting it at the top of I wouldn't, because it's almost fine, right? Butterfly 3000. This is I disrespect Butterfly 3000 every opportunity. I don't mean to, but every tier list I've done, I disrespect it. Here's where it gets a little bit of comeuppance, okay? Butterfly 3000, easily going into dinner party tier. Um, just happy synth music. Sometimes I don't have the vinyl, but there's a on the King Gizzard YouTube channel, they have like a Butterfly Sanctuary with the full album in the background. We've put that on a couple times, to be honest, because it's just, but yeah, pleasant music that you could definitely like Shanghai, perfect for the background. And it's like Yours, Blue Morpho. Obviously, as it is with all gigs, it's a little more odd than your conventional dinner party choices, but you can definitely blend it in seamlessly. This is Butterfly 3000 is music that I've heard in cafes. I've heard it in like clothing stores for both men and like young women. I've heard it in, yeah, heard it in malls. Like this is like the most accessible that they can get, right? It's definitely, I think, dinner party safe. I'm gonna put it below Sketches. That's a maybe that's even a sign of disrespect that I'm putting it at number two rather than number one. But I think it should be good there. Uh, just starting to spin the drip and tap. There's a lot of songs on Omnium that would work. Kepler 22b, Magenta Mountain, maybe like Blame It on the Water, rather Presumptuous. But as a whole, particularly like yeah, you're turning set it up, dripping tap starts playing. That's crazy. You've got Gaia coming out, Predator X. You can't play this. What are you doing? I wouldn't play Omnium. I know that there's songs on there, but I would not play Omnium. I also wouldn't play Made in Timeland. You probably, but it's not going in death tier because you probably could, to be honest. Because it's like electronic music easily blends into the background, but definitely wouldn't do that. Now, this is maybe a controversial pick. Ice, Death, Lungs, Mushrooms, Death, Planets, and Lava. I don't remember the order. Uh, so, like Butterfly 3000, but the exact opposite. I tend to overrate this album at every opportunity, and that's not changing today. I'm putting it in the dinner party tier. I've actually, once again, it wasn't my choice. My fiance has turned on this album a couple times when we've had people over as well. Obviously, it goes a little crazy. Like Magma goes pretty hard. Iron Lung, that's calling out your attention. Whatever you're talking about, you're gonna be hearing the frog breath steam tent with the like that's an attention grabber if there's ever been one. But this album is so immediately brilliant, and the soundscapes are so dense and juicy that it works as a dinner party album. It's not, yeah, you don't pick it if you want something for pure background, but I've every time that we've played it, you hear Ice Five just like, hey, this is a funky song. You hear from a random person, right? And never complaining about it. And it's got a lot of jazzy elements as well, which is classic dinner party music. Lava in particular, I'm thinking about the freeform jazz drumming at the beginning. I can't believe I haven't talked about that in Cavs' brilliance, but I put Ice Death in the dinner party tier. There's situations where you probably wouldn't want to do it. Also, yeah, if you're in a group of people where you're like, if they hear a 15-minute long song called Hell's Itch and they hear the lyrics like, breeze on my flesh, feels so fucking good, and they'd be like, what's going on? Maybe I wouldn't, but I'm not gonna downgrade it for that. Laminated Denim. The Land Before Time Land seems like a decent, like it wouldn't actually be that bad. This is a situation where the Land Before Time Land sounds like it might work. Hypertension itself, at least it's in 4. I'm gonna put situational laminated denim. Situational laminated denim. And I'm gonna leave it at that. Okay. We're actually almost through here. Nice. How long have I been going? 17 minutes? Nice short tier list. I'm pleased. Changes. Okay. Changes is a little tricky, right? Because Changes has that 13-minute long opener. And you'd be like, well, it is a vibe the whole way through, and it's got a lot of keys and stuff, but it also has a rap verse, which, I don't know. I'm thinking about putting Changes in the situational tier. Let me put it up here for now. Like, Hate Dancing, talking like, Hate Dancing, that seems like something that you could play at a dinner party, right? Astro Turf, you got flute drum solo. It's weird, but it's got that jazzy feel. Exploding Suns definitely has a dinner party vibe. I'm gonna put it, yeah. I think it belongs in situational. That opener is big. That energy, like Gandhi. You're not playing Gandhi like normally at a dinner party. You don't hear anything like that. But the overall, the construction of it is a little bit jazzier, right? You got saxophones throughout, tasteful drumming, tasteful bass, tons of keys, and like light uplifting vocals throughout it. I think there's a chance you could play Changes at a dinner party. I think, and then another one. I would absolutely not play Petro Dragonic Apocalypse at a dinner party. That's it. So yeah, at the bottom here, these are, to be clear, 4 of my favorite albums. We have Nonagon, Infest the Rat's Nest, PDA, and Murder of the Universe. I think that those kind of go without saying that you shouldn't play them at a dinner party, but just in case, I'm putting them down there. Okay. So let's take a last look here, and then I'm gonna flashbang you to Quarters, Paper Mache Dream Balloon, and Ice Stuff. situational, meaning like if you can read the room and you know the people coming over and you know the vibes that work, you might be able to spin changes, fishing for fishies, maybe flying microtonal banana, and maybe laminated denim. Um, and then these are like ones that are I wouldn't. The I wouldn't tier, I could see someone who's maybe a little misguided potentially playing this, or if like that's the only vinyl that they have, they'd be like, I gotta suffer through Head on Pill, and then the rest of the album sounds like normal music to you, or someone's like, I really like Mind Fuzz. Like, I don't know. I just wouldn't play it. I'm gonna stick with these. You got 9 albums here, okay? That's more albums than most bands ever release. That's good enough. How long's your dinner party, anyways? So let's get this thumbnail here. Sorry about the flashbang. All right. So I think that's gonna do it for me. I hope that I hope that you enjoyed my dinner party King Gizzard tier list. I'm gonna have to come up with some more ways to rank their 25 albums. I'm gonna start running out soon, or am I? I hope that you all have a great day. You deserve it, and I'll see you next time.